After running 100 miles last week and running every single mile in the New Balance Beacon version 1, I think it's time for a review. Before we get into the things I like and dislike about the shoe, let's go over a few technical specifications. Try to say that after a review. First up, the midsole. The midsole is made up of what they call their fresh foam certified. Not so fresh. Not anymore, not after 100 miles. But it is an EVA midsole that they call their fresh foam, and how they engineer it with all their whatever they do in the places they make these things. This shoe has a 6mm heel to toe drop, and the upper is an engineered knit upper. The weight of these shoes are so light. It's only 200 grams. These are a ladies size 8, 200 grams or 7.05 ounces for those of you who are viewing in the States. So now we've got the technical things out of the way, let's go over the things that I like about this shoe. First, let's start with the upper. I have seen no signs of wearing yet, even round like the eyelets here of where the laces pull. And one of the things I did like was the tongue. It sits on top of your foot really nice, and the lacing on this shoe I really like too. I could get a nice lockdown. I'm not someone who likes an aggressive lockdown. I just like it to be tight and not over tight. I don't really like the sensation of having a lot of pressure on top of my foot. So for these, they definitely felt great with the tongue and the laces all working together. No issues there. After 100 miles, you can see that the upper is held up really well. No signs of any sort of wearing or tearing yet, which is great. I do think these are, for being the ladies version, I do think these are pretty accommodating in terms of I've got a slightly wider foot, and these fit in here pretty well. The next thing I do like is the midsole. The fresh foam is really quite nice. It's right in between that sort of medium to soft category. It's not too soft and it's not too firm, so it's right in the middle there, especially when you're looking at this shoe to be easy day sort of recovery kind of shoe. It's going to soak up some miles and it's not going to beat you up too much. It was really nice running all that miles in last week, having no issues at all. You could just really just bob along. I was running pretty much anywhere between 9 and 10 minute miles. It's held up really well. There's a few like wrinkles you can see in here with the compression, but still looks pretty great for 100 miles. On the outsole, you will see that this is pretty much a fully exposed outsole where it is all foam, but there's these 5 rubber pieces here that they basically say is the most abrasive areas when you're out running. You knew this was going to be contact in the ground, and you can see I kind of land on my midfoot here, and you can see where there's been the most sort of wear, which you'd expect for something that's going to be exposed. It ain't going to hold up for hundreds and hundreds of miles, but I definitely think after 100 miles this is held up really nicely. I'm sure I'll get 400 or 500 miles out of it for sure with the type of running I do. A couple of things to note on the shoe that I did pick up on. I did have a slight rubbing on the back of my right heel, not on the left but on the right, that I thought was maybe going to sort of cut in, but luckily enough it didn't. I just felt it now and again, so that's something to kind of be aware of. Don't know if you can see it on camera, if I can hold it. You can just see a little bit of where it's been rubbing, but as the week went on that went away and I haven't felt anything since. It was more kind of at the start. There was one issue I had with the shoe, and that was the insole, especially on the left side of the foot. It slid back and kind of started sliding up the heel, but that's easily rectified. I could just glue that in and that would sort that out. That wouldn't be an issue. So there you have it, my review of the New Balance Beacon version 1. Do I think you should run out and buy a pair of these? Absolutely. If you can find them on sale and get them at the price I did, then 100%. If you have enjoyed today's review, remember, give this video a big thumbs up, click that like button, and if you have made it this far in the video, then consider clicking that subscribe button. Plus, there is 2 videos here just for you. Just do it, run with style. I'll see you in the next one. Jamie